if you've ever tried a dirty bulk, or, you just find yourself eating a lot of fast food and crap, and you just think, oh no, calories in, calories out, you've been fooled by the modern day fitness influencer. If you think one slice of pizza that's, I don't even know. I haven't logged a slice of pizza on MyFitnessPal in like a year. You say it's 250 calories. That's a very rough estimate. And then you have 250 calories worth of chicken. If you think that those calories are even remotely similar, then you've also been fooled by the modern day fitness influencer. Because that's what they'll tell you nowadays. They'll tell you that 100 calories worth of chicken is the same as 100 calories worth of chocolate. And they'll tell you that if you burn off 100 calories of chocolate, it'll take you the same time as if you were to burn off 100 calories of chicken. And it's like, yeah, it's just so dumb. How can you think that, it's the same? How? It's just delusional. And I don't blame you for this at all. This is just what you've been told. And it's most likely what they've been told as well. But the research is there, man. It's just people can't be bothered looking into these studies anymore. They're just lazy. And it's just harmful for the world, to the world. Anyway. All we're talking about in today's video is calorie surplus, proper protein intake. You've heard, one gram of protein per pound of body weight. Like, no, that's not. You can't say that, man. Like, people have just got different body makeup, different fat percentages. Some people's better bodies are just genetically better at using protein. Bro, you just can't. Anyway, also be talking about like fats. Drinking when you should be eating. Drinking, I mean water, by the way, not alcohol. Shouldn't be drinking alcohol. You know that. It's bad for you. Stop. Alright, the first point is a calorie surplus. Calorie surplus is basically just eating more calories than you burn. And if you're trying to build muscle, you always want to be in a calorie surplus, so your body can use the extra carbs and the extra calories that you're bringing in. That's not just energy, but don't quote me on this, but to turn them into muscle. Like, it'll be better. It'll make your body easier to turn the protein into, generating more muscle, basically. Basically, if you're on a calorie deficit, your body would be building less muscle. Deficit is where you eat, less. But with a surplus, you'll be building a lot more muscle, because your body will have more energy to expend to building protein, to building muscle, using protein. If you want to be in a surplus of about, what I found useful is, they say, these fitness influencers say to be 200 to 300 calorie surplus. Bro, I was having a 500 calorie surplus. That's bulking. That's heavy bulking. You don't want to be up that high if you're not trying to bulk. If you're just trying to build muscle, then yeah, 200 calories, maybe 300 if you're a taller guy. But for the average 5'9" guy, because that's another factor, height, that's why these fitness influencers get wrong, one gram per pound of body weight. Bro, what if you've got some 6'5" guy? It's not interchangeable. But, yeah. About 200 if you're just building muscle. About 400, 500 if you're bulking. Point two, protein intake. So, I mentioned earlier that per pound of body weight is stupid. You just need to eat, like, not as much as possible, because people will go and, like, have, like, 5 scoops of protein at once, you know. But it's just being sensible about it, you know. Have meat in every meal that you eat. Always. Try and have about 50 to 100 grams of meat per meal. If I know it can get quite expensive, so you eat 2 meals a day, you know, lunch and dinner. But, you know, there is cheaper ways, you know. Tuna is, like, canned tuna. I'm not sure if it's probably not great for hormones and testosterone, but, you know, if you're like just trying to build muscle, then tuna's got healthy fats in it, really healthy fats. It's got, like, a lot of protein. Like, I'm pretty sure a tin of tuna has 20 grams of protein. So say you have, like, tuna pasta mayo, you know. You have brown pasta, which is a complex carb, which is slower to break down, which means it gives you more energy over a longer time. And you have 2 tins of tuna in there, you know. I don't really recommend having mayonnaise, because mayonnaise is really bad for you. But, you know, say you have tuna pasta, don't put mayo in it. Mayo is bad. Bad example, sorry about that. But you have tuna pasta. That is, like, that would be such a good meal before you train. That would be such a good meal at lunchtime, because it would give you the calories and the carbohydrates to go to the gym. It would give you fats. Like, all doctors have been saying for so long, the fats are bad for you, bro. Fats are good for you. You want to be eating high fat. You don't want to be eating processed, like, crappy fats, you know, the fats you'll find in, like, Haribo's. You want fats that are found in pork, meat, you know, any meat, any fish, nuts. Like, if I think I haven't had enough fat in like a day, you know, I'll just eat some of these, literally just dry roasted peanuts, you know. I've got these, like, I think it's supposed to be, like, blended down into couscous, you know, like, not blended, but, like, it turned into, like, a powder, and I put it in with couscous, and, oh, it is amazing. It just makes them taste so good. You know, that would be an amazing meal to have before you go to the gym. You've just got to be smart about it. You've got to, the way I think about it is, I try to eat as clean as possible. So, like, you know, only eating what would have existed back in the tribal days. So, you know, nuts, pretty sure they were around, you know. Like, I've talked about what, like, I eat every day before, but it's not got many views, so I would be surprised if you've seen it. And it's just basically, I know couscous, you know, that wasn't around, but couscous is pretty clean. If you actually look what's in couscous, it's pretty clean. There's, as long as you don't buy, like, you know, egg fried flavoured couscous or something like that. It's just not eating the processed, disgusting, degenerate food of today. Yeah, I'm not too big on promoting dairy products because they're extremely high in estrogens and sugars. Go watch my video on testosterone if you're not too sure what estrogens are. But yeah, you want to be eating nuts, meats as much as possible, a lot of veg, different types of veg, you know, not just the same veg, you know. Say you only like sweet corn, bro, you can't just eat sweet corn. You know, you gotta have some greens in there for the iron, and, you know, some different ones for different stuff. If you're not getting them from your diet, supplement them. Anyway, the point 3, carbohydrates. Oh, no, I've just missed something. With the protein, when you're training, there's something called muscle protein synthesis, which basically means that for the next 4 hours after you consume protein, sorry, your body, that's basically the window of where your body uses it effectively and uses the most of it. Like, after that 4 hours, I think it's up to like 48 hours that protein stays in your system. But after that first 4 hours, your body slows down on the usage of it. and it kind of becomes a bit redundant. So ideally you want to be consuming protein every 4 hours, because you'll be training in the morning, hopefully. I've talked about why you should train in the morning before, but it basically just stimulates testosterone, you know. It'll make you feel better. It'll be harder to train later in the day because you'll feel tired and all that crap. So yeah, you'll be building muscle throughout the entire day if you train in the morning and you have 4 grams protein every 4 hours. You should aim to have about, I think it was Hamza who said you should have about 30 at a time, no more than that, because your body, it's not, it can't use it. Your body can use as much protein as you gives it, but it can't build muscle from it, you know. It can't use it effectively. It kind of just sits there and doesn't do anything if you have like 50 grams of protein at once. But there's been research to prove against that. It's kind of a debated topic. But anyway, just aim for every 4 hours, you know, have a scoop of protein. That's what I do. I bring, show them now. I bring these to college. It's just 1 and 2, so I know which one I've actually used. And I put a scoop of protein in the shaker before I go to the gym, so it's there for when I'm in the gym. And then 4 hours later, around 10 o'clock, I'll chuck one of these in there in college, you know, fill it up using one of the water dispensers. And then at like 2 o'clock, I'll do it again. I'll fill this up with protein in this one, and then I'll fill it up in college. And then by the time I get home, it'll be around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock-ish. I'll be having dinner, because I'm on OMAD, so I only eat once, but it's a big meal. And that is the most efficient way to consume protein for muscle building. Then point 3, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, I've talked about them a little bit in this video just now. Is like the main energy source. So if your like diet completely lacks carbohydrates, you'll feel maybe less energized. You know, you'll feel more groggy, unless you're eating a lot of sugar, in which case you won't feel any of that, because you'll be eating a lot of sugar, and that'll make you, you know, that'll make your body really energized, but for the short term. There's types of carbs called complex and simple carbs. If you think of, like, first thing that comes to mind is like McDonald's a bun, like a burger bun from McDonald's. That's obviously a simple carb. So it goes straight in and it'll come straight out, you know. It gives you a short burst of energy, and it's not that much energy. It's like, I'm not great at explaining, but like visually I am. Like, say you have the same amount of calories worth of pasta as you do the same amount of calories as McDonald's buns. You know, McDonald's bun will give you about this much energy, whereas pasta will give you about that much. You know, maybe even less here, maybe more here. And it's the same for how long they would last as well. Like, the pasta would literally do you for like 6-7 hours, whereas the McDonald's bun would literally do you for like maybe half, probably even less. And yeah, that's the difference between complex and simple. There's probably some more differences, but I'm not a big science. That's kind of like the bro science of it. I'm not a big fan of bro science, you know. I like to know the actual facts, but you know, I'm not trying to get into the atomic chemical structural breakdown of this. Yeah, the things that contain complex carbs, are whole grains, fruits and vegetables. So, you know, couscous, brown bread, never have white bread. White bread is packed of sugar and other crap. Always brown bread. Try to get brown seeded bread, because that is high in fibre. Yeah, any fruits, I believe that nuts are also quite high in carbs. Well, let's have a look then. Yeah. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, they're not that high in carbs. I thought they were a lot higher. Alright, my bad. But yeah, you also gotta, so most people don't like train in the morning. So say you were to train in the evening, which I don't recommend. And that meal I said earlier, with the pasta, tuna pasta, that would be an amazing meal because it's full of complex carbs, protein, fats, and, you know, loads of other stuff, you know, fish oils, anyway, all that crap. That would be like such a good meal because of the complex carbs. So if you do train and you do eat before you train, which I'm not a big fan of, but if you are training later in the day, you might need it. That's why I train in the morning, because you don't need the energy because you've just woken up. And that's when you have most energy throughout the day, is when you first wake up. And so you'll be best eating like, you know, couscous, you know, brown rice. The reason I'm saying not like any of these white products is because they're full of sugar, and they're not, like, brown stuff is just more packed full of nutrients, like fibre. You know, I can guarantee there's a lot more vitamins in brown stuff than there is the white stuff. Like bread, pasta, rice, just all that stuff. You just want, like, a meal that'll feel quite heavy, if you know what I mean. Like if I have, you know, 200 grams of rice with some chicken before, like, an hour or two before I work out, you'll feel a lot more energized, but it'll feel quite heavy, like half an hour after you eat it. So you've got to eat it like an hour, maybe longer than before you train. Point 4 is healthy fats. So, like I said earlier, fats are essential, just for anything, for bodily function. And like you've been told, oh, fats are so bad, fats are awful. No, they're not. Fats, healthy fats, like clean fats. So fats in nuts, fish, not all fish though, like fatty fish. I'm pretty sure salmon is up there in that. Tuna is definitely up there. It's also quite good in avocados, and obviously, you know, quite a few meats have. You know, people cut the fat off the meat, and it's like, bro, that is that's just stuff you're getting rid of that you need, bro. Stupid. It's just a stupid thing to do. And I know it's just chewy, it's squishy. It's like, bro, you can't eat some squishy food. Bro, I know you had 2 packets of Haribos last night, calm down. That's literally made from whale blubber. And it's got bad fats in it. And you won't eat this fat. Come on. Yeah, the fats aren't just good for bodily, like, thing. It's also essential for muscle production, hormone regulation, testosterone, obviously, hormone production, and just everything, man. Like I've literally got, I don't know if you know, I'm literally supplementing omega-3, which is a fish oil, and also, what is it? Cod liver oil. Like, bro, you can get this stuff from fish. Obviously, you don't just get it from supplements. That's stupid. But you know, fish is expensive, and I understand why most people don't, you know, eat fish every single day. But those are 1,000 capsules of the omega-3, which is one of the most best things you can supplement. I'm making a video separately on best things to supplement. But those 1,000 capsules cost me 25 quid. That'll do me for 3 years, because it's 1 serving a day. 3 years for 25 quid. And it's just giving me most of the fish oils I need. And then those liver oils, you know, they're just to add on to help. Like, I'm just showing you, you know, you don't need to get it all from your diet. Supplementing is, you know, the top 1% of people supplement. So, you know, why not? And I get they're expensive and all that, but you can find deals. Like My Protein does a lot of sales, and whenever there's a sale on, I always have a look at the supplements and see what's there. Like, got a list of stuff I supplement: biotin, zinc, omega-3, liver oil, fish liver oil, vitamin D, multivitamins. Anything else? It's probably some other stuff, but that's just, you know, everyone should be supplementing. You know, it's not all really, really expensive. Like, there's definitely better quality supplements. Those are not amazing quality supplements, but, you know, I'm not making that much money, so there's just a place where everyone can buy supplements, and you'd be stupid not to. Number 5 is micronutrients, which I've literally just talked about. You know, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, calcium. They're very, very significant in muscle growth and also overall well-being. So missing out on these like essential vitamins and minerals, just all the micronutrients, it can be detrimental towards muscle maintenance and growth. Vitamin D and magnesium, zinc, those three also hugely contribute towards testosterone production, and obviously, you know, higher testosterone, more muscle growth. So that's why I supplement those, not just for the high testosterone, but also because the high testosterone boosts your muscle growth. So why wouldn't I? You know, you get most of these vitamins and minerals and all that from fruits, vegetables, and most meats actually have quite a lot of vitamins and stuff in them. If you eat a lot of beef, there's a high chance that you have quite a lot of creatine in you, even if you don't supplement creatine, because creatine is a supplement, obviously, but it's not just like, it's natural as well. Like, it's not just chemically made. If you didn't know, it's quite a bit of it in beef, and I eat I don't eat too much beef, actually. I used to have in my meal preps quite a bit of beef in them, and so obviously I was having quite a bit of creatine. I didn't even know back then, but yeah, just make sure you're getting all your micronutrients, you know, zinc, vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, all the main ones. Also, misconception with calcium: milk is not that high in calcium, neither is pretty much any dairy product. They're not actually that high in calcium. You're better off supplementing calcium because, like I said earlier, dairy products are full of estrogens and sugars and unhealthy amounts of those. Sorry. It's awful. Milk it's just terrible. And the fact that most people have it with sugary cereal for breakfast. Sorry about that, the camera stopped recording. Anyway, yeah, the fact that people have it like, oh, it's awful. It's just like you've combined three of the worst things, you know, sugary cereal, milk, which is full of sugar, estrogen, and you're having it in the morning. Like, oh, it's absolutely terrible. And most people are having that every day. Ridiculous. And they've pushed it on you for years as well. Point 6 is hydration. So, you know, the average person should be having 2 to 3 litres a day for, you know, just normal bodily function. But people who are supplementing creatine, and this is a video about muscle growth, so there's a quite high chance that someone's supplementing creatine might watch this. You should be drinking about 4, maybe 5 litres, depending what you're currently taking. I think 3 milligrams, or is it 3 grams? I'm not too sure. I think it's 3 milligrams. I could be very wrong there. It could be 3 grams. But if you're supplementing 3, I'm not going to put metric in because I'm not too sure. I don't supplement it myself, so yeah, if you're like taking low, about 3, should be 4-ish litres. But if you're loading right now, it should be about 5 or 6. 15 grams, I think it is grams. Yeah, if it's about 15, you should be drinking a lot more. And then obviously you have like a non-loading period. If you don't know what loading is, go and watch a video on creatine. I'm not too like sure on the science side of it. I'm not a big science guy, but yeah. Water also has a lot of nutrients in it, so obviously we just talked about like nutrients and vitamins and all that, so you know how essential they are. It's also weirdly joint lubrication and temperature regulation. It's essential for. I didn't know that before I did research for this video actually, so there you go. You got stiff joints, maybe try drinking some more water. Yeah. It's also obviously essential for muscle growth, because that's what this video is about. If your body's low on water, it's going to be focused on other things, not building muscle. You're not going to be building loads of muscle while your body's trying not to die of thirst. Also having water, like rich foods like watermelon, is really, really, I genuinely think it's like 95% water. It's something insane like that. Also, kiwis, pretty high in water. Cucumber is like 75% water. If you're eating other humans, I swear they're like 65% water, so if you're into cannibalism, go for that. Point 7, meal timing and frequency. Depends if you're on OMAD or not. I've discussed meals and when you should eat them and all that a little bit in this. But if you're on OMAD, 1 meal a day should be extremely high calorie. Obviously, it should be all the calories you need in 1 meal. Currently, I'm consuming about 1,000 calories a day. I know it's low, but I'm currently cutting. So I'm literally having that 1 meal and some protein shakes throughout the day. So I have 3 protein shakes. That's equals out to about 300 calories, maybe 400. I don't really count my calories, If you eat clean and do a lot of exercise, you will lose weight. Because it's impossible to eat it's impossible to eat 2,500, 3,000 calories of chicken, rice, maybe not rice actually, rice is quite packed, but the clean stuff, fruits, vegetables. You try and eat 3,000 calories of meats and veg, not happening, bro. If you're on OMAD, I recommend eating near the end of the day, because like I've already said, breakfast is awful meal. Lunch, you shouldn't really eat your 1 meal at lunchtime, because you will start to get hungry during the night, and you will be very tempted to go and grab something downstairs in the kitchen, or go and grab a snack. Whereas if you eat your meal at night, you'll be going to sleep. And I normally eat my meal around 6:30, 7ish. Go to bed about 10. So if you eat your meal 3-4 hours before bed, I used to eat at 5 and go to bed at 12. So it'd be 7 hours before I'd eat and go to bed. So I would obviously start to get hungry before I went to bed. So I would go down and eat something. And I feel like that's something a lot of people fall victim to. A lot of people who stay up playing games all night, they'll pause their game, go downstairs, make a sandwich, go and get a bowl of cereal. That's what I used to do. I always used to do that. Always used to get a bowl of fruit and fibre. And fruit and fibre is not that bad, because it is just, it's got raisins, bananas. Completely off topic, talking about my old favourite cereal. But that's why you should eat near the end of the night, 3-4 hours before bed. If you're not on OMAD, I recommend you don't eat breakfast, 2 meals a day, lunch and dinner. High protein, high calories, high carbs. If you're not eating high carbs, eat high fats instead. Because you can either be on a high carb, low fat, high fat, low carb diet, and it depends what you're really doing. If you find yourself tired throughout the day, maybe you need more carbs in your diet. Don't ever think, oh, I need more sugar. You don't. Unless you've got diabetes. If you've got diabetes, don't listen to anything I've said in this video. You need sugar, mate. Calm down. Unless it's type 2. If it's type 2, don't eat sugar. Listen to everything I've said in this video. Yeah. A lot of people talk about pre-workout and post-workout meals, and I don't really think they're necessary. As long as you're consuming the protein shakes or any source of protein. I don't know, actually. I've never really heard anyone talk about it, but I drink a protein shake during my workout. I literally never heard anyone mention it before, but I just think it's logical, People argue, oh, is it better to have protein before or after a workout? And I'm like, bro, why not during? But yeah. So wrap this up. Points I covered in today's video was the importance of nutrients, nutrition. So making sure you have all the minerals that you need, make sure that you eat a lot of healthy, clean fats, not processed fats. Never eat the processed fats, the crap you'll find in McDonald's, bro. Trust me, don't. I'll let you in on a secret. I work there. Don't. Please. You want to eat a lot of carbohydrates, complex carbs, high protein, not per pound of body weight, but around every 4 hours, 20 grams. So you should be having around, say you sleep for 8 hours. That's a lot of maths. Not very good at maths. Yeah, just follow that. And then obviously you'll be having a high protein, high fat, low carbs meal at the end of the day. And maybe a high carb, low fat lunch. If you're trying to gain weight, eating 200 to 300 calories. If you're trying to bulk heavily, 500 calories extra. And if you're trying to cut and lose, then minus 200, maybe 300, depending how much exercise you're doing. Don't push it further than that. You should not be going under 1,500 calories. I am, because I'm a beast. No. I am, because I'm cutting quick, but I'm also doing a lot of exercise. And also, it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. This video is about you and what you're eating. Also, drink a lot of water. That's something a lot of people do wrong. Your body is absolutely awful at telling whether you're hungry or thirsty. So when you're thirsty, your body will just tell you you're hungry. Your body's an idiot. You're fat because you've listened to your body. Why are you going to listen to your body more? Listen to me. Words coming out my mouth. I'm not overweight. Listen to me. I like to think I've got a fairly aesthetic but powerful body. Not aesthetic yet. Need to get them abs, get the body fat percentage down. Bro, just trust me. And don't eat too many meals. Don't eat breakfast. Ever. Breakfast is bad. Don't eat it. Yeah, that's everything. Have a good day and a great week.